Do it.
All right, we're not live. I'm just recording a video. Couldn't get this working live, so we'll just record a video, upload it after the fact. Computer's acting up today. I have a very nice gentleman here who's been a really nice guy to talk to and been very sweet, I'd say, overall. Very nice person, hardworking toy industry guy. He's worked on great properties such as Breakin' and, of course, more recently Power Rangers and Godzilla and all that. Wlodyga, dude, how's it going?
Good. How you doing,
I'm
man?
good, man. Sorry about the
That's
technical issues we're getting there.
no, you're all good. That's a deep cut. The break-in reference
I
there.
saw
That's
a video not too long ago where you were mentioning how you worked on that Turbo figure or something like that, or Ozone, one
yeah.
of them.
Yeah, the 3-pack for Comic-Con 2019 has the very first Super 7 figure I ever did in it, and that is the broom that comes with Turbo
Very exciting.
for that dance scene. So it was very exciting. The first and only test shot I have is of the broom
That's
from
awesome.
that set.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, you got to start something, right? But you were already
Yeah,
making toys by that point anyway. That was
I had done other stuff before I had experience to even get the job. So that's just the first Super 7 project that ever came out. It's actually pretty crazy turnaround time because I mean I started in February of 2019 and that was July of 2019
wow.
when that came out. So I think it was like an overnight thing. I think we even had the factory sculpt it. We didn't even
Wow.
like go through the normal series of stuff. So it was kind of interesting. But yeah, that's some like rock and roll Barbie levels of like concept to shelf
Yeah.
speed run, right?
That don't happen
So
for every project, I'm sure. You wish it
no,
would.
no, not at all. No. But it's all good, and it leads to bigger and better things like Power Rangers,
Hell
which you
yeah.
you had mentioned before. So
Wave 1 is in, finally.
yes,
Wave 4 is up for pre-order now with White Ranger,
correct.
Madam Woe, and the Tiger Zord. What is it? Battle mode? Tiger Zord? What's the name?
Yeah, battle mode, warrior mode,
Warrior
they
mode.
kind of interchangeable, but yeah, I'm very excited about that wave. I call this one my white album,
Oh,
just
okay.
based on the palettes of all those
Yeah.
characters. It just worked out that way. That was not intentional, but yeah, I'm really proud of it. I
Cool.
think people are really gonna dig it, especially Madame Woe. She's got like 18 layers to her soft goods, and she's never had a toy before, so I
Yep.
know people are really looking forward to that.
Yep. Yeah, that's a great character to do for this
Yeah,
line.
yeah.
Now, and you normally do a breakdown of the wave with Kevin, right? You didn't seem to do one yet, or at least
I asked him, and Hollywood Kev has just gotten so
he's doing so
big.
many live
It's
streams.
yeah. I mean, it was his birthday yesterday too, so he's kind of busy. That's okay.
Here I am. I couldn't even fucking stream this thing tonight, so I
No,
understand.
it's not a problem. Not
No,
a
it is a
problem.
fucking problem. I can't believe if it was gonna happen on anything, Kyle, it would be on the one I was most
Mm,
excited for, and to finally get you on. Because I've had some really cool guests, but you were the one that was the last one of this. Like, well, if I get these couple guys on here, we could stop streaming tomorrow, and I'd be
yeah.
happy with what we did at least.
Well, you can take solace in knowing that you can continue streaming because we didn't stream this.
Yeah, we'll have to fix it
So,
for another
gotta try
time.
again.
But
Yep,
Tuesday is D
exactly.
and D day, so we try not to hold Kyle too long tonight.
That's true. In my busy schedule, I do try and make time for Dungeons and Dragons. Still,
Hmm.
it's a good creative outlet. I feel like anybody who works in kind of creative fields will tell you that while you do have you get your creative kind of kicks from the job, you also need to have other
Hmm.
creative outlets that are just as positive and refill that vessel that you empty when you're at your day job.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've been trying to grind Resident Evil 4. Are you playing Resident Evil 4?
No, you know what? I haven't picked that one up yet, and I never even got to play it on GameCube either. So, like, when I do, it's going to be like my first time, and I'm pretty excited about it. The first RE game I played was RE5.
Oh, okay.
So,
That's a great game. I'm thinking, me and my buddy were talking, he streams games regularly. And
hmm
back in the day, we played RE5 together. I mean, we're talking like 2011 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we're so hype on 4 right now. We're like, you know, after the hype dies down for 4, I think we're gonna stream together Resident Evil 5 again
5
on
again. Yeah.
PS4 or something.
Yeah. I must have played that demo so many times. I think it took me till to get the actual game to realize that you had to kill the dude with the chainsaw from the demo. Like, I thought you couldn't kill him. I thought you were supposed to die no
The
matter what you did.
RE5?
Yeah, in
I don't
RE5.
recall the demo. I definitely played
There's
it
a
as well.
The demo had 2 levels. One of them ended with a dude with a bag on his head wielding a chainsaw, and he like RE4, he instant kills you, right? And so I was like, all right, well, we can't do anything about this guy.
Yep.
So, and then I played with my friend, and he's like, shoot him in the head. I was like, what? And then
Yeah.
turns out you can kill him. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I just am not good at this game.
Yeah, but RE4 remake is really, really good. Definitely, if you're a fan of that, you can check it out. Because I'm loving it. I mean, I don't have a lot of time to play with the kids these days, so I've been playing at night and whatever. I did beat it, but yeah, it's really good. I'm addicted. It's just like playing it back in the day. Even though the graphics are better, this and that is better, the gameplay overall is better because you can move and shoot, which you couldn't do in the original. But I mean, that classic one is so good. RE4 is one of the best games of all time, and this remake is definitely probably one of the best games coming this year.
Yeah, well, I'm in between my my playthroughs of Elden Ring right now, so
okay.
I think I'm looking forward to something new. So maybe I'll give RE5 a shot here, or 4. Sorry.
We're gonna try and crack open a couple of these guys tonight, at least just to get a little taste, maybe peek into Kyle's mind a little bit about these.
Sure.
First off, the boxes are perfect. The colors, the look, the logos, love it.
Yeah.
Logo on the back.
A very awesome packaging team. I believe the guy who did this was a guy named Christian on our 2D design team.
Wow.
Always crushes it. Yeah. Look at the size, you know, to quote Star Wars, look at the size of that thing.
That is crazy. It is so good, man.
So
this is the first time I'm opening it. I took them out of the shippers today, but I haven't even removed the slip covers yet. So this is really nice.
What a test of will.
Yeah, I said I'll wait. I mean, this one and Goldar are probably the most exciting.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have a stack of putties. I do have a few of them.
There you go.
We won't say how many, but
yeah.
Oh, but where's my knife? Yeah, so I'm excited about this because I'm curious. You know, on the show, did you really study the show? Because it's hard to tell how big is this guy in relation to the Megazord. Because, you know, he doesn't team up with but the Dragon Zord. So this guy has to scale with the Dragon Zord, and the Dragon Zord's got to scale with the Megazord. Like, did you really look at like how big this guy should be compared to the Dragon Zord? So then you can make the right size for the. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely tried here, and there's kind of like a difference you kind of have to split because, like, obviously this guy becomes the Megazord's like torso and legs, right? So like, you know, if you truly folded him up like he does in the show, like at this one wouldn't work. But that also wasn't the intention either, right? Like the whole point of these was to look like the suit actors who were playing it on that soundstage back in 1992 or whenever when they were shooting it.
Yeah. And that's what I want it to look like. I want to look like cardboard boxes bouncing while they're walking.
That's 100% the goal. So as long as so for me, especially with articulation, as long as it can move at least as well, if not better than the dudes in those suits, like we're golden, you know?
Yeah.
So there are some very nice shots though in the kind of assets that Hasbro gives us that show the actual screen use suits on a lot in Japan just standing next to each other in like multiple views, like kind of high-fiving and doing that kind of stuff. And so it's perfect. So you can line those up really, really well.
Wow.
And then obviously Megazord fights the Dragon Zord a bunch and all that. So like while it doesn't necessarily scale for like transformations, that's also not the intent. right? Because
But
they don't
because even
transform.
in
We
the
just want it to
show,
look
it
like
doesn't
those
look
suits.
like.
No,
Yeah.
it's a show for children, so it's like,
Because I mean, if
we'll.
you put him next to Goldar, like if you looked at the
Hmm.
Tyrannosaurus versus Goldar, which I'm sure happened,
Hmm.
and then you looked at the Megazord versus Goldar, you could probably get a
Hmm.
decent idea of what should line up where, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And at least for us, we also try and think of like other licenses and lines that we have in Ultimates too. So
Mm-hmm.
like your Megazord, your Goldar, your Dragon Zord, may or may not line up with other kaiju sized lines that we have, like a Godzilla that's coming up
Never
or
heard of him.
anything like that. Yeah, some real indie movie called Godzilla. I heard it's coming up in the world. So I mean, think about it this way: that guy's turning 70 next year.
Yeah, that's a big year.
Yeah.
And I hope they do a new unique suit for 74 because for 24 because
Yeah.
they've done a 4 movie every year, a 54, 64, 74, 84, 94,
Hmm.
2004, 2014.
Right.
All unique Godzillas. And that's what I'm hope they keep kind of going. Like don't make it
Yeah.
just look like if it's Godzilla vs. Kong 2 is the movie for next year. If it's just going to look the
Think
same
so.
as the legendary one, it's like, it's kind of a missed opportunity.
Well, there's still a new one coming out in Japan this year, right?
Yeah.
So,
It should be this year, yes. And they haven't shown anything about what he looks like yet. I'm trying to make sure I take this guy out safely.
yeah. I think he's got. Have an open mind. I think he's got. Yeah, that little piece between his legs has got to come out, and then he might have another ankle monitor on there. I mean, with a figure that heavy, you really got to secure him, or else they're not going to pass drop tests and stuff.
How do they put them in these blister packages? Do they like put them in the plastic and then they suck the air out, or something? Like, how do they get? How do they?
Well, you
make
do
this
that.
plastic?
You do that once, and then you like kind of create like a mold for it, and then they just vac form those trays over and over and over and over, and then you slam them in and assemble it that way.
I don't know what his key caught on. There we go.
Yeah.
I had to pull him from the top, not the bottom.
Yep.
Oh, that is nice. He's got the lasers in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
The hips are on ball joints. That is awesome.
Yeah. And he's heavy.
Yes.
Too, right?
Definitely. Oh, and the arms feel good. The way they move.
Mm-hmm. I think my favorite part is that tail, though, with every section having a separate ball joint. You can get some nice S curves in it. You can wag it side to side. Yeah, he's right. I realize I'm very like high on my own supply here as I'm talking about it.
This is so good.
But
this is exactly what I know. I've seen people already saying this is the best Tyrannosaurus that's ever been done because it's screen accurate, because it doesn't have to transform, which is great.
Yep.
Yeah, this is so good. And of course you can rotate them around somehow and make them a little more Tyrannosaurus.
Oh yeah, so you flip the neck part 180 and then you flip the head 180 and you can make him kind of look
a little more
up a little bit more, and so you can be more horizontal with the posture. Yeah.
That's cool. That is awesome. Being a little careful with him, but yeah, this is crazy, man. It's so nice. I really hope. I know there's a lot of Zords, right?
Sure.
I would really love to see all of the main 5 Zords get done.
Yeah.
Before we go into season 2, even though I would love that guy from the guy that the Red Dragon turns into, and he becomes like
the Red Dragon Thunderzord in warrior mode.
Warrior mode, yeah. I would
with the huge bow staff, right? And it rides on the other thing, right? Yeah, it's like the helicopter or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind that, honestly. And I'd like the dragon as well. the Thunder Zord just as that. But I mean, having these 5 guys together,
Yeah,
would be super super dope. I think that's the direction I'd like to see. But I'm sure you guys got plans.
yeah. Maybe. I mean, you sort of can tell. You got to get those like. There's kind of like those core 4 or 5 Zords that you got to do first, like Dragon Zord, Megazord, Tiger Zord, Tyrannosaurus. But after that, like you sort of get into some cool ones, you know.
Do you have these ones? The cheap little Hasbro
No,
guys?
you know what? I haven't grabbed them yet, but they keep popping up in my feed, and I'm getting more and more tempted by them. Yeah.
For $15, $16. Actually, I picked up the last few. Well, what did I picked up the last few on sale at the Hasbro warehouse sale. The Pulse, but the only one I need now is Battle Mode Dragon Zord, and that's the one I've never been able to get. Couldn't get on Walmart.com, even though I ordered them on Walmart.com. I just canceled my order eventually.
Yeah.
Never seen them in the store. They were sold out at Pulse. So,
well, you know, reaction figures.
Oh,
we make one of those.
I do have that one. Which one do I have?
Okay.
I've got this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I have all the Zords. I wouldn't mind the 5 Zords in this reaction line too.
In reaction too. Okay, it's good to know. It's good to know.
I'm all in on the Zords at least. I'll buy Zords at any scale. It don't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
what I'm noticing
Plus.
too. Is most people will do that for sure.
Yeah.
People love Zords. So
I have all
myself included.
There's just I don't know. It leads into the Godzilla style, you know, giant robots and all that. So it's always fun, at least for the kind of stuff I'm into, which is giant robots, giant monsters.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I really like them too because it's like they kind of don't make them like they used to anymore, right? Think about, you know, as much as I like, you know, I think that there's some charm to those like Michael Bay Transformer movies, but like some of that's just like overly complicated, and it's like, no, man, like your robots can be simple. There's like a strange elegance in the simplicity of those Zord designs, right?
I would say that I'm not a big fan of those Michael Bay Transformers because they didn't tell you who half the Transformers were. Sometimes they're just showing up. It's like, well, which guy is that? Because it looks nothing like any version of this character we've seen before.
Yeah, I mean, I try and, you know, find the good parts of anything if we can, you know. Like we're lucky to be alive in a time where there's 5 Transformer movies, even though, you know, 4 of them suck, right?
Yeah.
So
it is a good time to be a fan, and I mean, it had to be like, imagine in the 70s or 70s, you had decades of, or like 10 years already of Ultraman craziness. And Kamen Rider was being in Japan. Had to be the shit back then, man. I mean, they're still making all those shows now, though. They're still making new Kamen Rider and Super Sentai. And Ultraman. So
the new Sentai is pretty crazy looking. I think it's called Kyogre or whatever, where it's like they're all like different kinds of bugs or beetles or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
I like that one. I just
wild
picked up these
looking.
recently.
Oh wow, yeah. See, I almost grabbed the rainbow guy because he was so crazy looking.
I think he was on sale at HLJ, and I had to ship something anyway. I said, "Oh, let me throw this in there. Might as well."
There you go. Nice, very good.
And sometimes I just buy too much shit anyway. So
I'm right there with you at this point. I think I'm at maximum overload.
Yeah, me too. I've been like, I've like a for sale pile, but I'm like, does anybody want this? It's like, should I just open it myself? But some of it's like stuff I bought 2 of. Yeah. Sometimes just to trade or sell or whatever because it was on sale or something. I didn't pick this up on sale. I think you'll appreciate the Black Panther guy though.
Hey, there you go. That is a great figure.
Yeah. I might do the butterfly mod. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I still haven't done that to mine.
I might try it.
There you go. There you go. My boy.
Baby. Ooh, Jesus. Turn this light off to try and sometimes the light here is.
They don't call him Goldar for nothing, right?
He looks great. Yeah. And I have the Lightning Collection one right here. Which he's pretty good. I don't have the one with the wings. That was the GameStop one or whatever.
No, the first one came with the wings. The GameStop one didn't have the wings.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I open? Yeah, I can. Oh, get a nice little domino effect here while I pull out my Goldar for you.
Oh man.
So,
And I was just looking today at the, because it is like I want you to get to the monsters. I want you to do all the
sure.
monsters. There's so many. The turtle guy with the stop sign. That's like such
Shell
a
shock.
yeah, shell shock. That's like such a one you guys should do just because it'll go with turtles, and maybe it'll look good with Slash because Slash is really good.
Maybe we can reuse some tooling. Who knows?
I don't even know, but I think you
No,
might.
not at all. We would need
No?
to make new ones.
Yeah.
But
What about
yeah.
with the Rangers? Is that something you can do? Is there a lot of reuse going on with the Rangers?
Yeah,
That's
absolutely. I realize it's kind of hard to tell because you only have one wave of it, but I think once you get wave 2 with red and pink, you will be like, oh, like it'll be very familiar if you have wave 1.
And I think that's a good thing. Hasbro has to use reuse to do all these characters they do with legends and things like that. And for you guys, a smaller company, you gotta have the reuse so you can afford it, so that you can do things faster, get things out faster, hopefully. Right, so you don't have to wait forever. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Or even when you do a wave and it's only 3 figures, I like that too because it gives everybody a little break on the wallet, maybe. So you don't have a 5-figure wave 3 times a year, twice a year, whatever it works out to be. And it's just nice to not have to be so much at once for you guys to get done. Maybe you can get a wave out the door faster.
It's definitely a little bit like, okay, like sigh of relief. Like there are, sometimes it's like, oh, I wish I could get these many more characters in there, but at the same time, it's like, oh, cool, like I can sleep a little bit more this week, so I'll take that.
That's a good thing, I think. It's I know some people are like, whoa, only 3 figures. It's like this business needs to run itself too. Like these guys need to be able to get shit done, and
only 3 figures, but they're all bangers.
Yes, yeah, I can't complain.
Yeah, like what's the weakest one in that wave?
It might be the Zord, honestly, because I'm hyped for the for the White Ranger.
Yeah, White Ranger was always my favorite as a kid.
Yeah, with Saba with the swappable head and stuff. Now, how's the blasters coming along? You're on wave 3 now, so that's the 5 Rangers. Do you think the combined ability of those blaster to make the big gun, what's it called?
The Mega Blaster. Power Blaster. Sorry, Power Blaster.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. My bad. Power Blaster.
How's that looking? Like, because my biggest problem with any Power Ranger line, those damn pieces fall off. It's so hard to have a nice pose with the blaster and the whole team and have the thing put together nice. I wouldn't mind at some point getting another set of those weapons so you can, even if I had to glue them together myself or something. I wouldn't mind something like that either because that is always the hard part when you're trying to put those pieces together.
Yeah. No, it's I have this like document that I made to send to the factory, like these parts from this parts from this, and it shows the assembly of the Power Blaster, and it looks almost like Charlie's like Pepe Silvio board.
Yeah.
Like it's and they'll look at me, it's like, what are you talking about? These need to combine them. Like it's like this is the whole thing. Like you have to. And so they're like, well, we're gonna it's not easy to do.
Yeah.
And you get pushback because they're like, this is dumb. Why would this thing work with this thing? And it's like, no, trust me. So
they don't know Power Rangers?
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
Well, it's in China,
but
I guess maybe they never got China that.
So it is gonna be functional. You will be able to combine all the parts, but it's like,
Or they build this in Vietnam or one of the other factories.
This one, first wave here was the Vietnam factory. Second wave will be in one of our new factories in China.
Okay.
So, yeah. I'm actually pretty excited about it because I think some people started to notice that like Silverhawks Wave 2 has face printing tech, and I think our Power Rangers will start using that as well. So hopefully any of the complaints that people had about likenesses and kind of face deco stuff, we can try and address with this new factory who has that capability.
This guy is nice.
Man, look how shiny he looks
He's
on your.
solid. Yeah, he is shining. I
Yeah.
know I got these lights going, but he looked great. Yeah, I think I like the open mouth. I think that'll be the one I put on him.
Well, it's
Yeah.
it's the action figure head you can hear, right? That's
Yeah.
how I
I'll
this is how
get
I
you,
have him displayed.
Rangers.
That's right. Exactly. So my favorite
Very
part of
cool.
this guy is the translucent crown on his
Yeah.
head, which is
Yeah.
usually a detail that gets overlooked.
Yeah. That's amazing. Do you have any needs or plans to have to go out to any factories this year?
You know what? No, I don't think so. We've been expanding the team overseas, and we have team members, in the factories 2 or 3 times a week now, which is invaluable. So it's
Wow.
really, really great. While I, like going over there and I like getting my hands on the product and talking to our partners overseas, I don't think it's really necessary, especially if, there's, those team members live, you know, in country. So
Yeah, that's cool.
it's great. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I'm all for not having to go anywhere for work. I work from home. I'm trying to chill.
Yeah, me too. So, and I, as I get older here in age, as the oldest enabler, that 14-hour flight is not easy.
No. No.
So, even when it gets knocked down to like 11 hours on the way back because you get like a tailwind, right? Like
Okay.
that's still not that's still 11 hours, right? So,
And you ain't sleeping in that, probably.
I
don't know if
I
I
can't
could.
sleep on planes. I can't sleep on planes ever, no matter what the duration or time of night or whatever it is. So I'm usually wiped for a couple days when I go.
Yeah. I don't do much plane trips these days, but I can't imagine.
Mhm.
That's so
Yeah.
cool, man. He looks so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think him and T-Rex are the ones I'm the most proud of.
This is
Probably
awesome.
Goldar actually, just because I don't know. It was interesting working on him because like you have an idea. It's like, oh yeah, like I know what Goldar is. It's gold, like
Yeah.
big blue monkey with golden armor, whatever. Um, yeah, and like you study like studying the show and the designs and like the concept art and stuff. Like I realized just like how well done that design is for Goldar, and it made me like
Yeah.
really appreciate it more. Like I
Yeah.
I
He's a
realize
good
it'll never
designer.
happen, but like an X Plus Grifforzer from Jew Ranger would be like my favorite thing ever.
Maybe we'll get a Dragon Zord. Yeah, I mean, you've got that's Xplus back there, right? The
Yes. Yeah.
gigantic
Yeah. Yeah.
scale Megazord,
Mm-hmm.
Daizujin.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, maybe we'll get a Dragon Zord in that scale one day. I'll definitely pick that up. That came out right before I started buying X Plus stuff, or I would have bought that.
Yeah. No, it's stupidly difficult to find
Yeah, it's over
now.
$1,000 on Mondo.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean it's almost not comparable to Hasbro to this because the size is so much bigger. The details are so good. You know what would even if you I mean I don't know if you guys ever plan on doing like extra premium versions of a figure. Like let's say only thing I could think of that would take this to the next level is if he had like some kind of soft goods like
Oh,
whatever
like you
this is
could bend
hair.
his little like his hair tails or whatever.
Yeah, like if it was like just like I'm picturing like a hat with the poof ball on it. Like
Oh,
something
like
like that
the.
kind of material, like a knitted thing for hair there. That would
I'm
be
wondering
cool.
if you could do it with like black pipe cleaners, so you can
Yeah.
like pose them, right?
Yeah.
But
Because they were kind of floppy in the show. That would be cool.
mm-hmm.
And the same thing with like the American Ranger outfits. They were kind of like Tommy's Dragon Shield was kind of like Halloween costume esque.
Oh, it looked horrible, which is why
Yeah.
I didn't do it that way.
Well, it would be neat to
And
have like
and
a
they all
soft
have
goods one of that.
and they all have the
Yeah,
neck
neck
braces
brace.
from their car accidents that they were in to get there.
Yes.
Right. So, that was bad. I realized that's how Tui
Ooh.
Train died. So
Ooh.
that's not bad. That's
Well,
not
well,
good.
I'm not editing that out, Kyle.
Cut that part out. Yeah. Oops. So,
No,
R.I.P.
no, that's definitely what that looks like. They're in
Hmm.
neck braces when they're wearing that, which is so funny. Like even in
Yeah.
the trailer for the new thing coming, it looked like
Hmm.
they were pretty thick in the neck.
What's so weird because like it's like just show that they're wearing like a balaclava or whatever, right? Like it's not that big a deal to like show that there's like a sock that goes over your head.
Oh yeah,
Like,
I
but
don't
like
know.
they like pre-take those off and then like pull the helmet off, and that's I feel like a lot of that is what makes the necks look so thick, and it's
Oh
just like who cares? Like just leave it on. Doesn't
yeah,
matter.
they always look like they had that thick neck, so I'm not sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really think that the thick neck is a compelling variant on a Ranger figure.
Mm, no, swappable neck piece at some point maybe.
Yeah, just like a little sleeve that goes over it or
Yeah,
something.
but a Tommy with like a Halloween costume esque dragon shield. That
With
might be neat to see.
the derpy shield.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where it's
maybe.
like floppy and soft.
Yeah,
That's not a
yeah,
bad idea.
yeah.
But
Well,
I'd
and
pretty much buy
the
almost
vest
anything.
for White Ranger too is kind of stupid looking in the
Hmm.
American one too, right?
Yeah, I'm halfway through season 2 right now. I'm like working through so many shows. I'm still
Yeah.
on Black Sun, Kamen Rider Black Sun. I'm halfway through Zoo Ranger. I'm halfway through
Mm-hmm.
Gridman.
Hmm.
I just started Power Rangers Zeo because I don't know if you've seen that the guy from the Big Bad Beetle Bros, Cam, he's doing now a podcast. That was a podcast about Beetleborgs, and now he's doing a
Uh-huh.
podcast for Zeo.
That's cool.
I had him on a couple weeks ago. We had a great conversation, and I'm like, oh, I need to watch Zeo because I don't even remember Zeo too much. So I
Sure.
started watching that. But I'm just in the middle of all these shows. I'm like, I'm never finishing any of these shows. And then
I know.
Mandalorian starts, and I gotta watch
Yeah,
Mandalorian and shit.
and you have kids
Oh
and
yeah.
yeah, all that stuff. So
Oh, it's a nightmare to watch these shows. But me and my wife never get to watch anything anymore. So
right.
now that's why I kind of nerd out more than ever because it's like, well, I gotta watch
Yeah,
things on my own. So
yeah. You got to find the time, right? It's going to happen one way or another.
my daughter does
Now
like Power Rangers though. Sometimes she'll be like,
that's good.
and she's only 3 now, so
Mm.
sometimes she'll be like, "Oh, let's watch Power Rangers." I said, "I'd love to."
That mean I mean that's the age. I was 3 when it came out. I
Wow.
didn't start watching it till I was 5. So yeah, by the time I started watching, Green Ranger wasn't even a thing anymore because all
Right.
those toys had sold out. So it was all White Ranger.
Ah.
So I'm a bit embarrassed to admit this, but I'll do it for you. I didn't realize that the Green Ranger was a thing till I was like 12 or 13.
I mean, things were
It was
different.
all White Ranger all
Hmm.
the time. There was no internet to connect to. There was none of
Yep.
that stuff. And so like, all the Tommy products sold out of Green Ranger. Green Ranger was never on the show when I was watching it, and he's not in the movie.
Right.
So Tommy was always the White Ranger, and I was like, wait, there's an even cooler one.
Yeah.
When I was like 13, I was like discovering it all over again.
Oh man. I feel like I remember watching the show. I mean, I was really young. I was watching it when it was new. I don't know. I
Yeah,
mean, what year was it? 95?
93. This is the 30th anniversary,
93?
man.
Oh, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
So I was 5 when it started. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was definitely in there.
Yeah.
That was definitely a big deal because I was into Turtles and stuff before that or whatever, but then Power Rangers probably that first. That's why when JDF died recently, I've never had a celebrity death be so sad to me. Never.
It's the first one that I've cried over for sure.
Oh yeah, and it's the only one I'm still sad about because
Yeah.
it's because I've always been like I don't know these celebrities, but then since I've been thinking about it, I'm back into Power Rangers just more than ever. Probably look at all the great collectibles we have now, and
Yeah.
so many great lines doing Power Rangers, and my daughter, like I said, me and my daughter have been watching Power Rangers again, so I've been watching it. I've been playing
That's
with
cool.
toys, and then for him to pass away, it was like wow, that
Yeah.
was really sad. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody was really sad, but it's the first time like a celebrity death to me was pretty sad.
Yeah, it was devastating. And what's crazy is I worked the booth for Power Morphicon 2022. which was great. It's my first time going. I got to meet so many of the people who portray the characters on the show, and got to work with some of them on some of the figures and stuff. It's been great. And part of my thing was that I was giving, I would have any of the reaction figures I had. If the people were there, I would give them their reaction figure, because it's like a way to, like, thanks for creating this show, for giving me something like this. Like, I made this because of what you did, and I want you to have it, just as like a way to give it back. And they typically would like sign it in return, because they were just so excited to like get a figure, because they've seen them before, but like most of the time they have to buy their own figures.
Yeah, yeah.
And JDF was there pretty much the whole weekend, and I was working the booth and like seeing these other people and stuff, and I just like, it ended up that I just like, I didn't get to meet him, and I never met him, and and I like, there it was like, okay, I can go in, but his line's like 4 hours long. I was like, you know what, like, he's always at these conventions, he'll always be here, I'll see him next time. And then roll around for November, and it was, he's gone, and it's like, oh man. So it's definitely
Very
like, if I have a chance to meet anybody now, I will no longer be passing, because you never know.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it sucks. But that's really cool that you get to do that, make cool stuff, give it to the people you appreciate what they've done. And I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate you making these figures. I appreciate being a cool guy and being nice on the internet. Do you think, is it hard for you to, you get these comments and things on the internet? Is it hard to deal with, you think? Do you take a lot of it personally?
I mean, it depends on the type of comment, but yeah, it's definitely like, it's easy to, get very involved with it. And,
Hell yeah.
A lot of it is like you're here, you're isolated in kind of, I mean, I work from home, so I mean, I work with my coworkers and stuff, and I'm very fortunate to be part of, a few toy communities, but like, can't tell anybody about that till it's out, right? And so you're working on this for, anywhere from 11 to 13 months ahead of time, and that whole time you're like, oh man, I hope this works, I hope people like this. Like, there's certain things you kind of like have like a gut check on, you feel like, okay, this is gonna be it, but like sometimes that that gut feeling is not correct, and all of a sudden you're destroying people's childhoods, and all that stuff, and it's very easy to feel like you let everybody down. But
well,
ultimately, like, I realize that it's not about me personally, it's about other things that are going on in their life, or their connection to this version of said character, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
And it has nothing to do with me, but it can definitely feel, because I'm putting so much of myself into it, it can definitely feel like disheartening.
Well, I don't think you should feel bad, dude. I've bought lots of stuff you've worked on, and I am super happy with it. Only got to a couple of these tonight, but
good.
These are the ones I was excited about. They're excellent. Just like anything, heat these goddamn hands up before you try and pull these hands off people. Don't be yanking at any of these hands. Neca, Super7, Hasbro, any of these things can snap at any moment. Be careful with these things. So I will absolutely be going crazy on these tomorrow.
You never know. It's just part of the mass production process, right?
Yeah.
And think about it this way: they get, who knows when that specific figure that you just opened and broke or whatever, if in this instance, was made, right? Like, if you got it like right at release, right, it could have, basically, like, it was probably produced like 5 months ago,
right?
And so it's been, and if you have the very first one that they produce, it's been sitting in storage for 5 months, and it's subject to weather and shaking and shipping and any number of kind of external factors that can affect the plastic. So I try and do everything with care, because you never know what the journey it took was to get to you.
Yeah, but I'm just pointing it out because it's always good advice for people that don't seem to know that. But dude, these are awesome. I appreciate you coming on, spending the time with me. What else have I've been buying Thundercats and Turtles and reaction stuff, so I'm very familiar with your work, and I love pretty much everything that I mean, I love everything I've gotten from Super 7, and whatever's been yours has probably been really, really good. So
Well,
congrats on
thank
the
you.
success. And well, I'd say success. I don't know what you think, but
Yeah, no, I'm proud
amazing.
of it. I'm very proud of this wave of Rangers very specifically.
Oh
It's
yeah.
put a lot of myself into this, got to fall in love with the brand again, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm excited to keep doing it. Wave 4 I think is even cooler.
Yes.
It's got White Ranger and some of my one of my favorite Zords and the villain that always scared the crap out of me as a kid, Madam Woe. So it's all gonna be a good time.
Very,
So
very
that
nice.
guy's there. I mean, I try and make him
So good. So
cool as he
good.
can be, right? Even in these like kind of museum poses, right?
Look good.
It's very different, right? Just a little bit thinner, a little bit more sleek looking compared to was it an Akiba Ranger? They call them the powerful Rangers,
Oh,
right?
do
Where
they?
it's like the American, yeah, because it's like they're like muscly, and it's like a parody of like it's like alternate universe where like America invented Power Rangers and Japan stole it and created Super Sentai and
Yeah.
like it's green and red and they have like American flag like neck
Yeah.
braces and stuff. It's super dumb.
Yeah, there was
But
some. Yeah. Now that you mention that, that's familiar. The
hmm
flags. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Super Sentai is a great series. Kamen Rider, Ultraman, Godzilla, they're crushing it in Japan. Japan is the place to be. I definitely need to get there one day.
yeah, I've never been. I've always wanted to go, but it's definitely on my bucket list.
Yeah. I do have to say
My
thank you to Kaiju Live. I ordered these through Kaiju Live,
there you go.
and that's why I pre-ordered a lot of stuff through him. But
Mm.
I think
Yeah,
this
you've told
first
me
wave
about him
was.
before. I need to give him a shout.
Yeah, he's definitely. He just came back from Japan actually, so he just got his first taste of that beautiful country.
There you go.
But yeah, I won't hold you up, dude. I appreciate you spending the time.
No, of course.
This will
Happy
be
to do it.
uploaded tonight. Sorry for the technical nonsense. If it was going to happen, this is when it was going to happen.
No, you're
If it
all
was
good.
me and my dad, we would have had a beautiful stream. Because my dad hops on with me a lot. He collects a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
too.
I've seen it. Yeah,
And
that's cool.
it's like it would have been perfectly fine, but that's okay. Next time we'll do it live and we'll have an audience and can have some more questions for you. But thank you, dude. I appreciate it so much.
Of course,
If
man.
anybody watch this video, I'm gonna upload it right after this. So
All right.
tune
Thanks,
in next
everybody.
week, guys. Thank you.